Are you curious about the Notoriously Morbid makeup brushes and how you could best clean them? Then this video is made for you. Hi everyone and welcome to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel. My name is Orphia and in today's video I'm going to be showing you the 15-piece brush set by Notoriously Morbid with their custom branding. Now this is an absolutely amazing brush set, and in today's video I want to show you every single brush, the uses they have, and also how you can maintain them, so how you can clean them after using. Each brush from this set has a really nice and sturdy handle that is a tiny bit longer than the usual handles on makeup brushes, which I am personally very happy about because I actually love when handles of brushes are a bit longer. They all have the Notoriously Morbid logo and name on the brushes, and every tip of the brush is lime green to purple to black, which is super gorgeous. To get started, I want to quickly go over every single brush that is in this collection, and I'm going to start with the three biggest brushes because it is the easiest to explain which one does what. And we are going to start with the flat one, as a lot of people have been asking me what this is for, and this is actually a contour brush. So you can actually use the sharp edge of the brush to carve out your contour, and that is what I would recommend using it for. Of course, if you want to use this as a stippling brush to apply foundation, you could also do that, but I would recommend using this as a contour brush. Next we have two very similar brushes. Now both of them are about the same size, but as you can maybe tell, one is more pointed and one is more flat. Now I personally use the more flat one to apply powders and the more pointed one to apply blush or highlighter, depending what you use. Now of course you can pick which one of these two you use for which use, but I prefer using the more flat one, the biggest one of the two, for applying translucent powder, and the other one to apply blush or highlighter. And then we have all of the eyeshadow brushes. Now this is a big set of eyeshadow brushes, and I 100% agree that they did this because the main product that Notoriously Morbid sells is eyeshadows. Now for the eye makeup brushes, there are two in the set that are similar. They are the same style of brush but in a different size, and these are angled brushes. Now I personally love using these to apply my eyebrows, and depending how full or how thin you want them, you could either use the big one or the small one. And I would recommend using the big one or the small one depending on the style of eyebrows you want. I personally always use the big one, and even with the big one I am able to get the tails of my eyebrows really fine and defined. And the other use that you could have for an angled brush is, for example, if you want to create a eyeliner look without eyeliner, or if you want to really make a defined line in your makeup. So these two are really perfect for that use. The next two brushes are again two similar brushes in a different size, and these are, if you look at them closely, actually carved at an angle. What does this mean is that you have a lot of surface that you can use to apply your product with, and these are perfect for applying powders that are not a loose powder or powder that is a multichrome, etc. Why? Because you can actually pat on the eyeshadow a lot better with these brushes. So I personally use them over shadow bind if I'm applying a multichrome or a high shimmer, or when I'm using a pressed powder. And these are super practical if you're applying shimmer shades, because you can just press in the shade onto your shadow bind to make it stick better. And of course, if you don't know what shadow bind is or how to use it, there is a video tutorial on the channel that you can watch. Next, I want to show again two similar brushes. These are, in my opinion, regular eyeshadow brushes. They are really soft and really easy to use. Again, a bigger one and a smaller one. Now the use that I recommend for these is to use them with matte or with low shimmer shades. Now the one of these that is more short and that has the shortest hairs is actually less usable for blending, whereas the other one could be used for soft blending as well. Now these are really perfect if you want to simply apply a color to your lid or to your crease, etc. This one can get more into the crease. This one is a little bit bigger, so be careful if you have, like me, hooded eyes, that you don't make your crease disappear. And these two are really perfect for applying matte shades in my personal opinion, but you can of course use them with any shade you like. The next brush is actually the blending brush of this set, And this one I personally love to bits and have used a lot already. Now this one is super soft, and because it is not the biggest blending brush, it actually works really well all over the eye. So this one blending brush, I use it to blend shades into each other and also to blend out my eyeshadow, and I think this one is really perfect. Then we have a flat eyeshadow brush. This is personally a brush that I barely ever use because the other brushes of this set are so good. But you could of course use this to really pat on eyeshadows. Now I prefer using the angled eyeshadow brushes, but if you have a little bit of trouble with those, I could highly recommend this one. This is just a simple flat eyeshadow brush. Then finally we get to the small makeup brushes. This one is actually flat at the top and really carved. So I would personally use this one for going underneath my eyes and really applying makeup there. Or if you have small details in your makeup that you want to stamp on a really small area, this one is perfect. Next, we have one of my absolute favorite brushes. This one is more pointed, it is really small, and I absolutely love using this on my inner eye corner and my brow bone to really give the sparkle there and to apply shimmery shades. Now you can of course also use every single one of these brushes with matte shades, but I think for sparkles, etc., this brush to apply it in the inner corner of your eye is perfect. Next we get to the smallest brush of the set, and this one is the detail brush. Now I also use this to apply eyeshadow underneath my eye and to slightly smudge it. Now this one is more precise than the flat one of the set, and this one actually works really well if you want to get in between your lashes of your lash line, etc. So you could use this for any eyeshadow if it's applying to a small space. Now I also know some people who don't apply eyeliner that they use this type of brush to make a imitation eyeliner line on their eye. It's a similar brush to the previous one, but it is a little bit fluffier than the previous one, and this one is a smudge brush. Now this brush I personally use to smudge out my lower lash line because I really like the smoky look that it gives, and it is really perfect because it is not too big. So I think that this is kind of the blending brush for the lower lash line. Now of course, for all of these makeup brushes, if you have another use for them that you like to use them for, then feel free to do so. There are no set rules for makeup brushes for how to use them. If you find another use to them that works for you, then feel free to do that. Now with these makeup brushes, I would recommend using them with powder products by Notoriously Morbid. I would not advise using them with foundation and with other liquid products because it tends to be a lot more difficult to get those products out of the brushes. And now I want to quickly show you how I personally clean and maintain my eyeshadow brushes. Now this is actually very simple. The only thing that I personally do is wash them after I've used them. So I wash my makeup brushes about once or twice a week, depending how much makeup I do. Now I also have an in-between cleaner. It is kind of a hair donut style product, and you just rub your brush in that to get the excess product off. I would not recommend this as a permanent cleaner for your brushes. I would only use this if I really urgently need a makeup brush on the look that I'm creating and it is dirty. Or I have just used that brush and I really need it to create something else as well. That's when I will use this emergency cleaning device. But most of the time I will use actual brush soap. Now there are different brands of brush soap that you can get. I personally really like the liquid soap by Real Techniques that I'm using in this video, as well as the Beauty Blender block of soap that you can get, because I also use these to clean my beauty sponges and all of my other makeup related products. Now, the first thing you want to do is actually wet your brushes, and do make sure that you keep them with the bristles facing downward, because you don't want to get water into this attachment piece where there's actually the glue and stuff. Don't get water in there because it will destroy your makeup brushes, and we do not want that. So what I like to do is I first rinse my brushes. Why? Because this will get the excess powder already off the bristles and it will prepare them for soap. Then I will take a tiny bit of soap on the brush and use a brush cleaning pad to rub over it and get all of the product out. Once there is no more product coming off the brush, I will rinse it and I will dry them. Now I either towel dry my brushes and then leave them to dry naturally, And if you don't have the patience or you really need a brush, I would recommend using the Style Pro, as it actually twirls your brush and makes the water come out a lot easier. Now this is not a 100% drying device, but it helps a lot. Also quickly want to show you how to clean lip brushes or brushes that have had cream products on them, because you can't always get cream products out of brushes easily. So what I will do is I take a cotton pad and a little bit of eye makeup remover. Because this is a dual cleanser, I just put a tiny bit onto the cotton pad and then just rub your brush over it. And you will see that the makeup will come out very easily if you use this method. Now, I would recommend still washing your brush in the other method too after you've done this, just to make sure that everything is out. But this is the best way that I found to clean cream products off of brushes. So this could be lipsticks, this could be foundation, concealer, this could be gel eyeliner, this could be eyebrow gels, etc. So those come off best if you use a cotton pad and some duo remover. Now I use one by Nivea. This one is the one I use to remove my eye makeup as well, and I personally really like it. And what I would recommend if you are looking for a good brush cleaner, you can also get a brush egg to clean your brushes on. Some people like using dish soap. I personally don't, because I think it is way too harsh on your makeup brushes, and I also don't like using regular soap for this, since I feel it doesn't clean them enough. So I would recommend using the soap that is meant to clean makeup brushes. Wash your brushes every so often so that they are not dirty. Now I don't think we want to cross-contaminate shades in between, so that's why I really keep my brushes clean. Also because I tend to blend a lot with blacks, the tops of my brushes are black, so I don't really see if I've used it before. And then if I would want to blend a light shade and I go in with my black, it's completely not the look I'm going for. Now you don't want to spread diseases or infections on your skin, so I would recommend cleaning your brushes every time you've done a look with them. If you want to get this brush set, they are available at the Notoriously Morbid website. As per usual, I will be leaving the link in the description box of this video. If you like this makeup look, the details of it are also in the description box of this video, and they are made using mostly Notoriously Morbid products. Let me know in the description box of this video what you think about the Notoriously Morbid brush set. I personally really like it and would really recommend it. Don't forget to subscribe to the Notoriously Morbid YouTube channel for weekly videos about your favorite spooky brands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a new video. Bye!